Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ryan from Car Therapy, and this is my 2022 less convenient version of the BMW X5. I've had this car now for about 4 months, put on around 7,000 kilometers, and I want to share with you some things I love about this car, some things I don't necessarily love about this car, and overall my take on it. And we're going to go around the outside, then we'll do the inside, and then we'll go ahead and I'll give you an update on actually physically driving the car. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Car Therapy, hit the notification bell, and thank you to all my subscribers out there. You guys are awesome. You shared some stuff like, hey, how is driving on the 22-inch gloss black wheels? What's the M Sport exhaust like? Some of you said this is your dream car, and so I just want to thank all of you who have subscribed and received the brand new uploads on YouTube every time we upload new content. So thank you guys. So why don't we go ahead and get started with the spec of the car, because I didn't spec this car. It was in the dealership, in the showroom this way, and I was looking to spec one, but because of supply chain issues, I was looking at about an 8-month wait to get the car, and I just didn't want to have to wait. So I decided to pick this one up. It's about 90% spec to the way I would have done it anyways. And we'll start with the exterior. This is mineral white. Now you can get a BMW in Alpine white, which is just as nice. My previous X3 M40i was Alpine white. I prefer mineral white. It has a really nice curl to it. It almost looks like a subtle frozen brilliant white. And in the direct sunlight, it's so amazing. Like, the way the light hits it, it gives it such a nice finish compared to the Alpine white. Now keep in mind, my previous car to that was a 2018 BMW M4 competition in black sapphire metallic. That car was major work to upkeep with the swirls, and it's a lot less maintenance for me to upkeep mineral white. So this car in particular, because it's not a base model, we got some nice gloss black accents in the front. I'm going to cover this kidney grille, which actually illuminates. And then we have the 22-inch gloss black wheels, carbon fiber mirror caps. I got a carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler on the back. And then as well as the fenders here are painted in mineral white instead of your typical just plastic pieces. So it's basically like a top-of-the-line xDrive40i. It's not an M50i, and it's definitely not an X6M, but for where we're at in life right now, as far as having our 2-year-old daughter and really not needing the power at this time in my life right now, it's a perfect car for us. All right, so let's go ahead and start at the front of the vehicle. Something I want to start with, and I apologize for the sirens in the back. Just what happens when you start recording. There's these really gorgeous lines on the hood. Like, there's these indentations, and Beamer does this so subtly, and just it adds such a nice character to it that I really, really enjoy, because it flows really good down right to the kidney grille. And this is a one-piece kidney grille, and as I was saying earlier, this kidney grille illuminates at night. So when you lock and unlock the car, this will light up with the headlights, and it looks cool. Would I have spec'd the car that way? Probably not. It's a $500 option. I don't really need it, but it came on the car, and it's kind of a cool thing to look at. You have the camera right in the center of the kidney grille, and also these slats are not black on the side. So on the side they're gray, because it actually funnels the light up and down for the illuminated kidney grille to actually work. And if you follow the sides here into the headlights, these are the BMW laser headlights. They look super cool. They're really bright. Amazing. Got the blacked out grills down here. This is actually a functional grill, I believe, and it's carrying that nice clean black look, gloss black look throughout the whole mineral white. Obviously, the mineral white with the black accents, I think looks so great. It just adds nice contrast to it. Having had black cars for most of my life, anytime you have carbon fiber pieces, black pieces, it just all blends in. You don't even really see it. And so it's nice to have that contrast between the paint and the grills. Now down here we have the 22-inch gloss black wheels, and these are M Performance wheels, as well as the M Red brake caliper. And one thing I really love about this car is typically you'd have the blue caliper, and because this car was spec'd with a red one, which is an actual option, I think it looks great with the mineral white on the black. Blue would have looked all right, but of course I think this looks fantastic as well. And these tires are 275 35 series, and I believe the rears are 315s in the back. So a really decent sized wheel and tire, and they grip really well. Keep in mind, you're gonna get a car like this. This is summer performance tires, big wheels. It's not meant to go off-road. It's pretty much useless when it comes to taking this car anywhere with significant potholes or anything like that off-road. So you are gonna keep it on the road, but when you are using it for what it's meant for, which is driving on the road, not off-road, it is a fantastic vehicle. And plus, we have yet to experience this, but when the winter comes, I will be swapping these wheel sets out for winter tires and wheels. And when we did that with the X3 M40i, it was awesome in the snow. Really, really good car. So I expect the same with the xDrive in the X6. Why don't we start on the side with how the fender rolls down here, and you have this nice accent which is not functional. It's not a functional grille, but I do like how the black makes it pop with the white color. Gives a nice little contrast. And check this out. This line runs smooth down underneath the door, and then just kind of flares up towards the rear door and up into the quarter panel. Gives it a really nice touch. And the bottom door sills also kind of just like flare out a bit. A bit of a pain in the ass to get in and out of the car because I'm always rubbing my leg, and I'll show you what I mean when I go to the interior to get in and out of the driver or the passenger side. And again, side profile, these 22-inch gloss black M wheels are kick ass. And the fronts being the size they are and the rears being even wider than that, I mean, come on. That setup, the mineral white with the black, gorgeous. Looks so good. You know, you have your keyless entry door handles. As I said, I put the carbon fiber mirror caps on the car. These are OEM. I had the dealership do it, and I think it was a nice touch. They came with factory mineral white painted ones, and I wanted something a bit more sporty, especially since I said before my last car was an M4, so I wanted something with a little bit more character to it. And this one has the shadow package, so blacked out all against the white. Privacy glass already comes factory. Have this nice little spoiler up top here, and then keyless entry in the rear. You can lock and unlock. And we'll go ahead and go around the back of the car. Now there's this really nice line too here, as you can see, fades to the front fender and then all the way to the rear of the car. And actually, what's nice about this part of the body is it kind of is subtle, and then it gets really aggressive towards the rear here. And it just adds a really nice touch. I'll let you take a look at the car by itself. All right, you guys, so let's talk about the biggest difference between the X5 and the X6, and that's this sloped back roof. And to be honest with you, you do lose quite a bit of space. Not as much headroom. There's still a lot of headroom, which I'll show you on the interior. Trunk space, height, and some width. And then with the X5, you do have that nice tailgate, which makes things a little bit easier to load and unload things when you're coming out of the trunk, especially since I have a child and we're pulling strollers, buggies, groceries, all that kinds of stuff. So there's aspects where I kind of wish I did have the X5 for the convenience of it. But as far as the look of it, I think it looks great. So let's start on the back end here. So you have another grille, not functional. Looks cool. Again, I'm all about the black against the white contrast. And then all the X5s and the X6s have this sort of grayish color bottom rear diffuser look, and this is painted the mineral white as well. You have the blacked out exhaust. This is the M Sport exhaust. not to be mistaken with an M Performance exhaust. They're not even close to the same thing. In fact, I don't really notice this exhaust that different than the base one. So it does sound nice. It's super subtle. I mean, it doesn't even come close to the M50i. Then you have the badging X5 M40i. It would have been great if that was blacked out. The BMW logo, which has this nice little black outer ring, kind of pops off the car. These taillights are gorgeous at night. They have a really nice, beautiful shape. Really modern look. The X6 emblem. And then you have this carbon fiber trunk lid spoiler, which this originally was white. Super impressed with the dealership that I go to. They actually took off the old one, which is used with double-sided adhesive tape. They were able to put on this new one perfectly, and I was really happy with the results. Privacy glass in the back, obviously. I'll go ahead and pop the trunk, and I'll give you guys a better look in here. As you can see, the trunk height, it really comes up quite high, so it is convenient when you're loading and unloading things. But you know, the X5 has that nice tailgate that comes out here that makes it ultra convenient to move in and out. And now again, I've moved some patio furniture before and I couldn't fit it in the trunk because of the slope back. You're limited to that height. You're not going to be able to put things a little bit, because there's a little bit of wiggle room with the glass. But there's not a lot of room back here. As you can see, the back window, this car is a bit of a nightmare for blind spots because you can't really see that well out of this back window. But that's the price you pay for having this look of a car. Little privacy cover, and then to close the gate, you just hit the button, or you could kick, and that will close it as well. So why don't we go to the inside of the car now. I'll show you the red leather interior, some things I like and some things I don't like about the car. All right, so here we are in the interior. First of all, I want to say this is one of the nicest cars I've ever been in, and I love everything about this interior, from the color of the seats to the crystal gear selector to the piano black finish. That's a really nice gloss. The steering wheel is like absolutely amazing. It's got such a nice finish. It's really thick, and just the feel of getting in this car, from the seats to the feeling of the wheel to using the actual different buttons, it's outstanding. Highly recommend it from the interior. Now, here's the one thing that could be an issue for some of you guys out there if you're looking to purchase this car. I'm 5'10", and I have this seat all the way to the bottom, and if I raise the seat up right now, you can watch my head. I'm already hitting the roof. The seat's not even like halfway up high, so if I keep going, I'll take my hat off. My forehead is getting crunched against the visor here, or against the roof of the car. So that's all the way up. I'd have to be like 5 foot tall to put this seat all the way to the highest spot. So I don't know how anybody who is over 6 feet would fit in this car. And if you're out there and you do, let me know how you do that, because I have no idea how anyone tall would fit into this car. And that's the front seat. As far as the like the fit and finish and everything is absolutely gorgeous on this car. I know that 2023 models have a different dash that's coming out. It's the one-piece dash. I'm fine with this dash. The screen is great. The touch screen is amazing. This model does not have the leather dash, which I would have spec'd it that way if I ordered it, but this dash is fine too. I love the smell and the texture of the leather dash. But as far as space, convenience, usability, ease of use, I give the interior like a 10 out of 10. I think it is hands down one of the best cars I've ever had, as far as like, you know, really comfortable for daily driving and really comfortable for a road trip. I'm gonna pop in the back seat here and just kind of show you I have a lot of headroom. So even though it's a bit of a tight cabin in the back as far as the feel of it, but the actual space, lot of leg room, like a ton of leg room, really good amount of headroom considering it's got the slope back. Yeah, you have these tiny windows in the back, and The window on the rear door is smaller than the X5, but the actual space of the car, it feels really good. It feels very sporty and luxurious, and I don't feel cramped in here in any way, considering it has a slope back. I actually feel a little bit like there's less headroom in the front of the car than there is in the rear of the car. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood. And you can see the twin turbo inline six. All right guys, so here is the engine. This is a twin turbo inline six, produces 335 horsepower. Honestly, this engine is plenty quick enough. And would I like more power out of it? Yeah, but this car is really good on gas, and it's got a lot of low-end torque. So when you're just driving in the city and changing lanes, it's pretty quick. And like every BMW out there, when you get on the highway, it just rips. So no real complaints about the power or the torque. I think it works great for what we need it to do. And yeah, I'm not going to add more power to an SUV. If I add more power, it's going to be another M car, probably an M3 or an M4 convertible. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and start up the car so you can hear the M Sport exhaust. I'll give it some revs. I'll do it in comfort, and then I'll do it in Sport Plus so you can hear the difference. It's really not that loud, but it'll give you an understanding of kind of what it sounds like on camera. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. All right, so let's talk about driving this car. I was actually pleasantly surprised on how well this car drives and how much torque it has, between about the 2,000 to 4,000 RPM range. And believe it or not, I've even done launch control in this thing. And overall, for what it's meant for, city driving, highway driving, you're not driving like a maniac, it is outstanding. You know, typical German car. It drives super solid, responsive. The technology is amazing in the car. I'm looking forward to taking it on a longer road trip, because with our 2018 X3 M40i, we took from Vancouver, BC, Canada, all the way down to Southern California, Palm Springs, San Diego, and that car was awesome on the highway. So I'm curious to know how this car compares to that one, because that car is pretty quick. This car is not as fast as that one. Obviously, it's a bigger vehicle as well. And I could have went with the M50i, kind of just wanted to save some money on gas. Couldn't get an electric car because they were like 2 years out of a wait list. And obviously the X6M just doesn't make sense for us right now. And so this was the perfect fit for us. And it's a great blend between power, comfort, and luxury. And at the end of the day, I know when I get into this car, I sit in this seat, I feel this steering wheel, I hit the throttle, and I go, it makes me smile, it makes me happy. And for the last few months, every time I've gotten in and out of this car, that's how I felt. And that's why I created Car Therapy, is I hope it brings people therapy and joy, either watching cars or driving their cars, and it brings them more peace to their life. So yeah, if you're looking to pick up an X6, I do highly recommend it. I think they're outstanding cars, and would love to hear down below in the comments, what are your thoughts of the BMW X6, and in particular this spec as well. And if there is a car that you have in mind that you want to pick up, I would love to hear which car that is down in the comment section. And please remember to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.